Now I know you can all see this wonderful picture back here, that whole image. I'll zoom in on that so you can see and you'll get an idea of what I'm going to be talking about today. If you guessed KonoSuba, you were right. Or God's blessing on this wonderful world, you were also correct. Same thing, same thing. Now I'm pretty sure most of you already know what this show may be about. And you know, this is season 2 that I'm going to be talking about, KonoSuba 2. So let me just give you a little rundown, basically just brief description of what had happened in season 1. So in season 1, our main character, Kazuma, he was in Japan and you know, he was just your regular old NEET, the person who is not employed or in any education or training. That's what a NEET is. You know, just a stay-at-home person, goes out rarely to buy food or whatever. That kind of person. You guys know what it is. So the one time that Kazuma stepped out, he gets run over by a truck or there's a traffic accident and he's involved in it and unfortunately he dies. When he awakes next, he is confronted by a beautiful goddess known as Aqua. He is promised to go to a different land where he has to defeat the Demon King and you know, but he can only wish for one thing to take with him there. Anything. And of course, this is where we know that Kazuma is the badass who he is. He chooses to go with Aqua. And so Aqua and Kazuma together, trapped in this fantasy world, and they have to defeat the Demon King. That's basically the premise of this anime, but that's where they kind of get you. I mean, that is where they're going, but this anime is just awesome comedy. It's awesome comedy. Season 1 definitely delivered, and it was a pain when it got to the final episode and I was like, no, I need more KonoSuba in my life. That's how impactful that show was, dude. Which finally brings us to season 2. Man, was I excited when I heard about season 2 coming. I'm like, what? A second season? So soon? Well, come on already. So, they're still on a journey to take down the Demon King, but a few shenanigans here and there happened where Kazuma got into a bit of trouble. So at the end of season 1, they destroyed the Destroyer, which was this huge machine created by some old dude. It was basically on a rampage to destroy everything in sight. Kazuma got an idea and found a way to destroy it, but the way that it happened, it destroyed someone else's mansion who comes in season 2, and now Kazuma has a huge debt to pay. So we start off this season really strong with Kazuma in some huge debt already. And everybody's just miserable, lying around their old big mansion, no food, no furniture, everything was taken away from them. So during that time, Kazuma was taken to court. You know, because this was unlawful, they wanted to put him away. They actually wanted to give him a death sentence, which was I guess the maximum penalty that one can receive for doing this. And you know how everybody in the guild was like all buddies with Kazuma? Everybody wanted to stand and everybody wanted to riot to not let this happen to Kazuma. But as soon as they said like, oh, we'll get anybody else involved, I'm pretty sure that's how it went down. And so they all stayed shut. I'm like, oh, what? I don't know that guy. Who? Kazu who? Yeah, I don't know him. Even the 3 girls were like, oh yeah, who? Kazuma, that's very unfortunate. I will pray for you. It wasn't until Darkness came and saved the day. Apparently Darkness is the daughter of a very influential man in the country in that land. Also, Darkness's real name is pretty freaking cute. It's La Latina. I like saying that name, La Latina. Not because it says Latina at the end of it. Ah, mind blown, right? But yeah, it wasn't up until recently that debt was finally cleared, and that debt was only cleared because Kazuma was able to defeat one of the Demon King's commanders. You know that other girl, that really busty girl that runs a shop, she's one of the Demon King's commander. Well, so was this guy with a mask. He had these little dolls that would latch onto you and explode. And man, was that an episode. So let's do a quick rundown of all the characters that are in this show, you know, what the story focuses on. So of course we have our main character, Kazuma. We can see him here, but I'll probably have a different picture for him because, you know, that's just, I'm going to talk about this in a minute, but, you know, let's have a look at Kazuma. So he's our main character. He was a NEET, died in Japan, reborn in a fantasy world, and he's a miserable human being who thinks everything should go his way, but nothing's really been going his way only until recently, but at the same time, there's still a lot of misfortune on the way. It's just the fate of Kazuma. We have our other main character, Aqua, who is the goddess, who is, I'm telling you, Aqua is pretty useless in this anime. I mean, No, she does have her moments. I do have to hand it to her, but you know, it's just comic relief. She's there, but she's a goddess and she's not really all that powerful. People acknowledge her strength, like, oh, you have a really high-powered sorcerer there, but you know, she can't really use her head. Then we have MegaMean. I think MegaMean, out of everyone there, is probably the most level-headed person there is. Of course, there is Kazuma, because Kazuma has his snarky remarks every now and then. But MegaMean as well. I mean, she doesn't seem too crazy. Of course, she's an explosion maniac, casting explosion everywhere, and she refuses to learn any other type of magic. It's either explosion or no life, or nothing. Like, she literally explained that every single skill point she invests heavily on explosion. Now, the only drawback to this character, I mean, she's really powerful. She's probably very overpowered. But the only drawback to this is that every time she uses explosion, she loses all her stamina or her magic points. You know, she basically becomes immobile for quite some time. They've recently gone on quests where they've actually taken this into account. Ever since season 1, they've taken into account when she uses explosion, she can't move. So they have to have a workaround that. Oh, then we get to Darkness. Yes. Darkness is another special character. I'll have another picture of her here. But Darkness, oh man, she's one of those characters. Now, personally, I can't choose any of them over the other. I like them all that much. You know, some have their faults, some have something over the other, but then again, vice versa. So it's really tricky. But Darkness is a character that is always amusing. Like, as entertaining as this anime is, with Darkness in the fray, it's always amusing. So Darkness, or La Latina, is basically a masochist. Let's use the most recent episode as an example, where they had to take out the lizards, the princess, and the king that followed, or just a horde of lizards, or dragon lizards, whatever they were. So basically, Aqua, like the idiot that she is, tried to use her magic, but actually called all their attention onto them, which they did not want. They actually wanted the attention away from them, so that our man Kazuma can snipe them from far away. But yeah, Aqua, good job, good job. You totally handled that like a boss. So of course, Darkness comes to the rescue, where she wants to stand in the way. And why? Well, you'll know why. She's getting trampled by these dragon lizards, and she's like, Kazuma's like, hey, don't worry, I'm gonna get you right now. And she's like, oh no, hey, don't like, take your time, like, you can go for a walk in the park on your way, you know, just, nobody's rushing you, man, nobody's rushing you. She's that kind of character. So yeah, I want you to observe this image here again. This is from the opening scene, and if you want a good idea of what KonoSuba is, you know, if you're just jumping in, like, for me, basically, I always like to watch an anime opening because I like, if the music catches me, I will be interested in watching the anime. But also, if the animation scenes look kind of cool, I'm like, I should probably check out this anime. KonoSuba definitely does not disappoint. I know a lot of people weren't liking this kind of animation design. You know, it's not that much different from the one before, but they have made a few adjustments. It's not very popular, that's for sure, or so I've seen. Maybe you guys have seen different, but people were saying that this looks kind of dumb now. Like, you see how their expression? That's actually what's attracting me even more to this anime, because now you can actually feel their expression, how it's more vivid, it's more fluent. Like, you can actually feel, you know, like something funny is going on. It's like, it's a super comedy. Like, come on. Being able to depict the character's emotions as something so ridiculous, something so horrendous is happening. They're in the most misfortunate situation, and you just see how they express that situation. That's what really brings me to tears. I'm telling you, this anime, the first season and this one, without a doubt, has had me watching the whole episode laughing or grinning from ear to ear because it's just so funny and so entertaining. Another thing that helps this anime with the comedy is the music. So I'm referencing here another video, which I'll leave a link in the description. So this guy explains how the music is also funny, and so it fits in perfectly with this anime and makes it even funnier than it was. So the music is a great factor in this, which is why I also love it. I completely agree with that video. So again, you should check it out. Link will be in the description. And it's basically just that. Like, you will see scenes where the music is playing, and then when you go back to a serious moment, that music stops playing, and you know, but then when you remember, it's like, oh, wait a second, it like cuts off. That part I really liked when he was explaining that. So the music cuts off, but then he went back to see, and it was like the same music kept playing, you know, like the little goofy music, and I'm like, oh, haha, wow, that's really nice. That's actually pretty good. So this show is doing a good job handling the music and the comedic scene. So my overall thoughts about KonoSuba, well, it's plainly obvious. I mean, this anime is funny, it's quite entertaining and amusing. It's just awesome. I'm loving all the shenanigans going on between all of the characters, and you know what? I'm liking the idea of Kazuma and MegaMean actually becoming an item. And I'm talking about that recent episode because Kazuma died and he ran into the other goddess and was explaining, you know, like, oh, I guess you died again. A little after that, Aqua cast resurrection so Kazuma could come back to life. But Kazuma was not having that. He was like, no, I'm done with this. I want to be reborn as a baby. You know, I want to have a successful life this time. You know, just please, just give me a better life. You know, that crowd back there, they didn't like to hear that so much. Especially MegaMean, who was actually in tears and did something so bad to him, like scribbled Excalibur sword or something on his nether regions. But yeah, so I'm actually interested in seeing, because they definitely, this season, MegaMean and Kazuma has definitely had some moments together. I mean, he's had moments with Darkness and Aqua equally, but I kind of enjoyed that moment with MegaMean more. I guess MegaMean is secretly my favorite. But yeah, where's the anime gonna go from here? Are they ever gonna reach the Demon King? Well, I don't know. We still have like a few more episodes left. I'm not sure how long this is running. I think it's gonna be 12 episodes again. 12 or 13, just like the last season. But wherever the anime decides to go, I'm totally on board. I mean, just continue to be amusing from here on out, which I think it will. I mean, dude, this is definitely one of the season's best right now. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe for more new content as well. Also, before you go, please do leave a comment down below letting me know how you feel about KonoSuba 2, or KonoSuba in general. Are you also loving it? Do you also agree that it's a pretty amusing anime? Leave them down below in the comments. Let me know what you think. And with that said, thank you again for watching. Look forward to another mid-season review coming up very soon. And I guess in the meantime, you can check out my other videos that'll be popping up somewhere here soon. And again, the subscribe button, so you don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, that's it. I'm done with this video. So go ahead and check those videos out. And I'll see you next time. Yeah. Yep, that's it. Video, subscribe. Later.